we're doing three things in relation to extending the cashless debit card, which has been expanded over the last few years. And the first thing that we're doing is extending the continuing trial sites for another year through to 30 June 2021. Secondly, there'll be some funding for some improvements to the technology. And then thirdly, we are going to upgrade people who are on the existing Basics card, which is an earlier generation of technology. We're going to upgrade them to the cashless debit card. So,
just explain their circumstances. What typically are the circumstances of people in that category? Basics card moving on to the Visa card.
Yeah, so the Basics card has been in operation for quite some years. For example, in the Northern Territory, there's a substantial number of people on that card going back to the intervention of the Howard government years. There's also a number of people in locations around Australia in the Rudd years. Jenny Macklin, as Minister, extended the card to a number of locations. But it's a first generation card. Cashless debit card is the second generation. For example, there's only about 16,000 merchants who you can use the Basics card with. The cashless debit card can be used with around 1 million merchants around Australia.
Okay, and it's also more technically advanced, I take it. So just explain what are the advantages to banning purchase of alcohol or gambling products under the newer, more technological system?
So the premise of the cashless debit card is that a proportion of your welfare payment gets put onto the card. It's like any other EFTPOS card. You can use it to buy anything except drugs, alcohol or gambling products. So far, we've rolled it out in 4 trial sites around Australia: Ceduna in South Australia, East Kimberley and the Goldfields region in WA, and the 4th trial site, which began in January this year, is Bundaberg and Hervey Bay.
Well, you are explaining this or presenting this as an announcement, but in fact, does it require legislation? And if so, when would it be legislated?
A number of the things that we've announced today don't require legislation, but importantly, we do need to legislate to extend 3 of the existing trials in Ceduna, in the Goldfields and in East Kimberley. They need to be extended from their current expiry date of 30 June 2019. We've got legislation in the Parliament at the moment.
So do you think that it could actually be passed in the 2 full sitting days, House and Reps?
I am certainly determined to make every effort. I call upon Labor to support us in passing this through the Reps and through the Senate, because there are young children right now in the Goldfields, in Ceduna, in East Kimberley, who are having a more stable life than was the case prior to the cashless debit card being introduced. And we need to maintain that stability, the extra safety and public order, which people raised with me as a benefit that they're seeing from the cashless debit card. And so it's important that Labor supports this legislation. Next week, I call upon them to do so. And of course, we are extending our commitment to the cashless debit card with this extra funding.